Welcome to Coffee with a Couple Cure, where we share practical tips for your relationship before you finish your first cup. Here's Jay and Lori Pyatt.
Hi there, and welcome to this episode where we're going to be talking about trust, mainly whether or not you can trust us with what we've been talking about.
But first, I'd like to apologize to everyone. These first several episodes have probably been all over the map when it comes to the volume. Our system records the volume very, very lowly, so we have to amplify it. But also, when I was reviewing it, I was listening to headphones that have their own or its own volume knob on it. And the volume knob was turned down about halfway. So whenever I'd review what I was working on, I'd try to get to a certain point, but that point was only halfway where it should have been. So hopefully at this point we have the volume issues straightened out, but if the volume has been all over the place up till now, then I really apologize. Okay, now we can start.
So, why should you listen to us? Can you trust what we've been talking about? In a few days from the recording of this episode, Lori and I will celebrate our 24th anniversary, which means we've been looking at this issue since before we got married. We've been looking at our relationship issues since before we got married. So at least 24 years of experience in that regard. Yeah. But Lori's been doing just avid research for longer than that.
Yeah, especially for communication techniques when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
So, we have been talking to couples about this for over 20 years. Not just talking with each other, but talking with couples about it and finding what works and what doesn't, why things don't work. In fact, over that time, we've just gathered relationship tools and communication tools. I've said before that we stopped counting at 500, but I'm pretty sure it's in the 1,000 range now because we do come up with new tools and techniques all the time with our clients, and I haven't stopped researching, that's for sure.
Right.
So that's something you might want to know about us. Jay, when it comes to getting guys free of porn long term, he's had about an 80% success rate, give or take, and a 15% dropout rate. My success rate with women is higher than that. And basically what I do with women is I try to get them to a place where they want to live a bigger life no matter what their addicted husband does. And have a very high success rate with that. And my dropout rate is about 2%. And one thing you probably need to know is there's been a survey done by a couple of therapists and an I believe he's a Secretary of Health, that they looked at the success rates of different programs, and they said the success rate for doing what Jay does is about 2 or 3% with a 70 to 80% dropout rate. We've checked in with those modalities, people in those modalities, and they said it really does kind of bear out.
Yeah, and I saw this running a 12-step group for a number of years, that the number of people who came through and the number of people who got significant freedom from pornography was pretty small.
Yeah. And this is working with couples in great breakdown. Most of them come to us ready for divorce. It's like, this is our last shot. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, this is our last,
right.
last shot.
Many of them have been through other programs or been to see other people. And I think a big part of that is that our story rings true for them, that our story, because we have been through this, go back and listen to our story, but at year 15 in our marriage, we were at the brink of divorce again. This was probably the 4th or 5th time that we were at the brink of divorce, and we navigated that in a completely different way. We got our marriage healed. We like each other a great deal more now. We really have something that I never thought possible for sure. and we're having a great deal of success in helping other people do the same.
Yeah. I think also one of the reasons we're able to create movement when other programs maybe weren't able to in their lives is because we do take kind of a non-traditional approach. Plus, we combine, brain science and just kind of the natural. We flow with what's natural versus saying what's natural is wrong.
Right.
So we also help them reframe what's natural in a way that they can. And what I mean by what's natural is their natural responses, their natural urges. We try to reframe it in a way that they can see it in a new light, and while using the tools in the proper order, like we did gather communication tools for many years before we saw healing, but we also figured out this is why those things didn't work, and that was from the big revelations that God brought. And I think he was trying to say, look, this has to be in place first before all those techniques you've acquired over the years will work.
Right.
With me, what took me 15 to 18 years to do, because it was a rough 3 years at first, now takes me about 4 months to get a woman through to that point of ready to kind of take the leap and go for more in her life, go for more in her marriage.
One thing that I was kind of surprised by was I do get referrals from therapists where they have been working with people and they refer them directly to me. We've also worked with people who are either doctors, therapists, have been counselors, I'm sorry to say, have been pastors.
Yeah.
Not that I think pastors are above this. I just wish that they were able to get help more effectively. And if you ever get me talking on pastors, you'll see that I have a huge heart to help them and to support them because of just my past and some people I've known. Anyway, that therapists have come to us who have been struggling, and they don't have an easy answer. And even when it comes to communicating with their spouse, they still feel stuck.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I've found, for me that's effective is I can't say that I fully understand what the women are going through, but I've learned a lot to be able to translate what the woman is saying to something that the guy can understand in a way that helps him, like Lori was saying, to help him reframe what he's hearing in a way that he can turn around and support her.
Right. Another thing you might need to know is I have been through a betrayal trauma training. It was awesome. It really helped me figure out not necessarily what to do, but when to do it. When to move certain things in when I see certain signs either on his end or her end. So, all that to say, if we can do that during our day job, then, if we can do that with marriages that are really, really broken down, with people that are very broken and have been through the ringer enough to not be able to see straight, then we're certain we can help couples that aren't on the brink of divorce. And again, the reason for this podcast is to give a little bit more information about betrayal, maybe information you don't know, but it's to share the fun side of ourselves because the day job work that we do is fairly low. It's fairly low key. It's fairly
it's challenging work when other people's marriages are falling apart in front of you. And
but when they hit their stride and they see, oh my gosh, we're in the clear, then they want to move on. So we never get to share this fun stuff with them. Maybe we'll have retreats for graduated clients. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah, speaking of which, we do have a bunch of things to offer. If betrayal has been a part of your marriage, you may want to check out The Basics of Rebuilding Trust, which is a video series Lori and I put together. Also, I have a new 2-hour program once a month that's going to be releasing soon, where I'm going to be talking about how to be the hero in the relationship. I think a lot of guys are wondering, can they even be the hero, and what is it going to take for them to do that?
Yeah. And by hero, he means like the change agent, being the guy they want to be in the relationship, being the guy they want to be in their own lives.
Yeah.
And where can they find that information?
So I will post links on the Couple Cure website for both of those resources that you can look forward to in the future.
Yeah, and that's thecouplecure.com. All right, guys. Well, this was kind of a short one, but hopefully you got some new information, and hopefully we've
convinced you that you can trust us, that we do this enough that we're not just winging it out here.
And if you can't trust us and you can only find like negative stuff wrong, just please do something better with your life than sitting around, whether it's us or somebody else.
Right. That
negativity creates such a dynamic in your own life that I want something better for you than that. So,
Agreed.
all right, guys. Well, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Bye.